very first attempt at Facebook Live. So thank you all that are joining me today. I really do appreciate it, and I look forward to hearing the feedback. So today's class is going to be an immunity boosting yoga class, which it also is a relaxing, restorative yoga class. First off, I wanted to go over some things that you could use. So you may not have yoga props, traditional yoga props with you, so I'm going to give you some ideas on things you can use. You may certainly use a yoga bolster. However, if you do not have yoga bolsters, you can feel free to use any pillow. That they help. And as we go on, I'll be showing you more props that you can use. And here is my favorite. If you do not happen to have a yoga block, you finally have a use for those thesaurus and dictionaries that you have laying around and don't know what to do with. Make them into a yoga block. All right, having said that, we're going to start with folding beach towels. All right, so what I'm going to do is to create a bolster for me to sit on using beach towels. So go ahead and get your beach towel out, and we're going to fold it into thirds to begin with. So fold a third of the beach towel, you know me, no wrinkles, and then a third of the way this way. All right. So now you have your beach towel all folded, and we're going to fold it into a third again, and one more third. And I'm going to use 2 to sit on. Feel free to use as many as you need. So this is what we're going to start by sitting on. You can sit in a cross-leg position, or your legs can be extended, whatever your hips feel like today. So let's get started. Sit up nice and tall. Lift the top of the head toward the ceiling. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. If you're sitting in a cross-leg position, take your fingers, drape them in the front of your knees. Draw your fingers into your kneecaps. Draw your kneecaps into your thighs. Now draw your thighs into your hip joints. Notice how that's lengthened the spine. Keep that height to your spine and relax your arms. Just breathe. Allow your chin to fall towards your chest. Gently roll the shoulders back. On your next inhale, take the right ear to the right shoulder, pressing the left shoulder away. You can reach your left hand toward the floor. Your right hand can deepen the stretch. Releasing that. Inhale, let the chin come to the chest. Take the left ear to the left shoulder, pressing the right shoulder away. The right hand can reach down. The left hand can deepen the stretch. Releasing that. Inhale, let the chin come to the chest. Take the right ear to the right shoulder. Exhale, the chin to the chest, left ear, left shoulder. Inhale, take the chin to the chest, and on the exhale, slowly lift your gaze. Now notice, did you come back to your slump? If you did, fingertips on the knees, draw everything into the hip joints, sitting up tall. Now this time we're going to inhale and take the shoulders toward the ears. Exhale, slowly lower them down. Inhale, lift the shoulders up. Exhale, lower them down. 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. to do is set up for a small chest opening. We're going to use a couple more beach towels. So take your beach towels. These are now magically going to become head blankets. Take another couple of beach towels and let's fold this one just in half, all right? We're going to fold it in half again, in half one more time. So now we've created a long, skinny spinal blanket. And for me, I'm going to add one more. So I'm going to do the exact same thing on the next one. You can add as many or as few as you want. In half again, in half one more time. Place these on top of one another, and I have my spinal blanket. So I'm going to have everything except my head, which is going to be on my blankets, on the spinal blanket. Sitting in front of my spinal blanket, legs bent, fingertips on either side of your blankets. Lift the chest, tuck the tailbone towards your heels, and gently allow yourself to come down. Now, once we get down, wiggle till you're comfortable. I'm going to take one of my towels and place it under my head, so I have a gentle lift. We want the forehead to be even or slightly higher than the chin, and then relax the arms down. This is where everybody's going to become different. If you like your knees bent, that's great. You can also extend your legs out straight, wherever your lower back feels best, starting to allow the chest to open. We have a nice little armpit chest opening. Let the arms relax, let everything relax. Here's where we're going to start with our Ujjayi breath. So tuck your tip of your tongue in the roof of your mouth. So that must mean something's not going right. I'm going to continue on pretending that it is. Tucking your tongue at the roof of your mouth, slowly inhale, and you've created a constriction at the roof with the breath going in. Exhale. Perhaps you can hear your breath in your ears. It's constricting. I like to think you're hearing Darth Vader breathing in your ears. So focus on the Ujjayi breath as you're relaxing here. If your mouth or your throat becomes tense as you're breathing, go back to normal breath until you feel relaxed again. We're going to stay here just a couple more seconds. Bend your knees one at a time. Tuck your tailbone, slowly roll to your right side, and then slowly come up to a seated position. I'm going to pause this and I'll be right back. I just discovered I was posting under my own Facebook account. I apologize to anybody that was trying to get it to the Restoring Bodies account. I hope now I'm on the Restoring Bodies account. So I'm going to pick up where we were. We're going on to our next yoga pose, yoga position. Okay, so the next pose is going to be fish pose, and we're going to do it in a supportive manner. So we're taking our blankets, which are, today they're still towels, and you're going to fold the towels and turn them sideways. You'll still have your head blanket at the top of your mat. Now, my head is going to be on this towel, my shoulders under this, in this position on the mat, and the blades are going to be curved. Okay, so I'll show you what I'm talking about. Sit nice and tall, lift the chest, tuck the tailbone, place your shoulder blades just over the blankets, which towels. Let your shoulders relax to the floor. The chest is now lifting. Have your towel under your head if you need it. Of course, you can let it go down to the floor if you like. Now, your arms can be off to the side. Your arms can be overhead, whatever works for you today. I like to move mine as we're doing this. Now, maybe keep your knees bent or straighten your legs out one at a time. And allow your body to relax into this pose. So now we're actually getting a little bit more lift to the chest, and we can focus on our breathing. As you're here, bring your fingertips to your ribs. Now, breathe into your fingertips. Notice that your fingertips are moving with the ribs. The ribs are expanding side to side rather than maybe going up toward the ceiling. They're going side to side. Come back to the Ujjayi breath. Tip of the tongue tucked behind the top teeth, constricting the breath. Maybe now we're hearing the ocean in our ears. You can keep your hands here if you like, or you can relax them to the side. I'm going to stay here for one more minute. Ribs expanding side to side. Bend the knees one at a time. Slowly roll to your right side. Pause briefly, and then we're going to come up to a seated position. Now, next we're going to need a chair. So you do not have to have a special chair. Today I'm just using my desk chair. So we're going to take our chair on the mat so it doesn't slide. We're going to rest our head on the chair seat. No worries. Let's say your hamstrings are a little tight today. This is where your bolster or your pillow can come into play. Whatever you happen to need today. So take your feet to the absolute edges of your mat. Even the heels are on the outside edges of your mat. So stand up. You're about a foot and a half from your chair. Lift your toes. Lift your inner arches, your inner knees, your inner thighs. Now hold the legs, but place the toes back down. Hands on the hips. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, hinge at your hip joints, bringing your head on your hands to your chair seat. Now we're trying to elongate the spine. The legs stay active, the belly stays active, the shoulders relax. We're going to hang here for just a little bit, maybe a minute or two. We're going to focus the breath in the upper back this time. So as you're still practicing the constricted breath, focus the inhales and the exhales into the back ribs. Let the ribs expand with the inhale. Exhale, the back ribs compress. The legs stay active, the belly stays active, the shoulders relax. Maintain this position. I'm going to come up so I can watch the clock. Slow, smooth inhalations, slow, smooth exhalations. Lift the legs. Relax your neck. Notice how the back ribs are expanding with the inhalation, how they're compressing with the exhalation. Let's take 5 more slow, smooth inhales and exhales. To come out of this pose, take your hands to the chair seat, press yourself up, bring your hands to your hips, roll your shoulder blades on your back, lift with your belly as you come up. Step your feet together. All right. Next pose, Prasarta Padottanasana. We're going to take our chair to the front of the mat. Now, keep at least 2 of the legs on the mat so the chair doesn't go anywhere. I'm going to move some things out of the way. Step your feet wide. I always line my heels up with the back of my mat so I know they're straight. Turn your toes so that the outer edges of your feet are parallel to the outer edges of your mat, the short ends. Lift your toes again. Lift your inner arches, your inner knees, your inner thighs. Lift from there. Now spread your toes and place them down. Your legs are active. Take a big inhale. Exhale, forward fold again, bringing your hands to your chair seat. Perhaps on this one, you can lower. Taking out a pillow, taking out a blanket. But again, this is not so much to get a stretch on the hamstring as it is to promote relaxation. We're focusing the breath on the back ribs again. Slow, smooth inhalations on the back ribs. Slow, smooth exhalations. Stay in this position. I'm coming up just to watch the clock. The legs are active, which means they don't have to be tight or grippy. They're just not hanging on the bones. The stomach is active. Again, you don't have to be sucking your belly button to your spine. It's just not allowing the stomach to droop. We don't want the lower back to sink. We're holding the lower back strong so we can stretch the spine, make it long. Breath is going into the back, expanding the back. Breath is exiting the back, compressing the back. Slow, smooth inhales. Slow, smooth exhales. We're going to do maybe 5 more inhales and exhales. Come out of this pose in the same way as the previous. Take each hand to your chair seat. Maybe walk your feet in, hands to the hips, shoulder blades on the back. Lift the chest forward to come out. Step your feet together. Okay, we're coming back to the floor. Take your chair out of the way. Now we're going to do a supported bridge pose. I'm going to do this one with my pillows. You can use bolsters if you have bolsters, which are great. And I'll go ahead and show you how to set that up too. So we're going to take each pillow, place it down the middle of your mat. My head and shoulders are going to be here. Now, if you're doing a bolster, you'll have your bolster here and 1 or 2 blankets here, okay? Same thing, head and shoulders here, torso and legs here. Those are your options. I'm going to show it with the pillows. So I have my pillows set. Sit on your pillows. Knees bent to lie down. Come down. Now, my shoulder blades I want on the mat, so I'm wiggling just a little bit. So shoulder blades are on the mat. My head can have a blanket if you like. Then you take your hands beside you. If your lower back is okay, extend the legs out. And we're going to hang out here for just a little bit. Slow, smooth inhales and exhales. Come back to the Ujjayi breath, tucking the tongue behind the teeth, creating that victorious breath. as we're relaxing here, this time we're going to focus on making the breath equal. That is, the inhale and the exhale the same length. So for example, on your next inhale, inhale, 2, 3, 4, pause, exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, pause, exhale, 2, 3, 4. So continue in that manner. You don't have to use my counts or anything. Use your breath. Just making the inhalation and the exhalation equal. If you notice your mouth, your throat becoming tight or tense, go back to normal breath until you can relax again. It's more important that you remain relaxed than to do the breath work just so. We're going to be here one more minute. Slow, smooth inhalations, slow, smooth exhalations. Noticing everything that we've been working on. Ribs expanding to the side. Slowly bend your knees one at a time. Roll to your right side, coming off of your props. And then sit up. And we're going to come to the next pose. All right, so I'm going to move my pillows out of the way. Now, the next pose we're going to work on is bridge pose. This is where you can use your block, your created block, or even a beach towel. So I'm going to use 2 folded beach towels to elevate my hips. So I have them ready. You can use whatever works for you. Okay, so we're going to start in what I like to call constructive rest. So lie down in constructive rest, knees bent, feet on the floor. Now we're going to take our block, blankets, books, whatever. Lift your hips, tuck the tailbone toward the knees. Lift your hips, slide this under your sacrum. That's the flat, bony part right below your waist. Remember, this is not comfortable if you have the prop in the wrong place. Okay. So once you get set, you can have a very low blanket underneath your head. And we're just going to let the weight of the hips sink into our support, whatever the support may be. right leg along the mat. Your toes still reach toward the ceiling. Again, they're not grippy, but they are active. So we're starting to open the front of the right thigh, your hip flexors. Chest is open. And just breathe here. Your hands can be to the side. I just happen to like my hands to rest on my hip joints. Slowly bend your right knee. Now, same thing with the left leg. Extend the left leg out along the mat. You hang out where you are. I'm going to scoot a little bit to the top of my mat. But I'm going to keep the left leg out on the mat. Slowly bend your left knee. Now, extend the right leg out along the mat again. Keep the heel touching. Optional, draw your left knee in towards your chest. This is going to accentuate the lengthening of the front of the right thigh. You can use your hands to hold your knee behind the thigh, or you can just use the muscles to hold your leg up. Let the hips become heavy. Let the breath be slow and smooth. We're still doing that constricted breath. Place the left foot down. Slowly bend your right knee. And let's switch sides. Left leg comes along the mat. Drawing the right knee up. This is optional. Listen to what your lower back is saying. You can hold your knee up. You can have the hands behind the thigh, or you can just use the muscles. Whatever works for you. Place your right foot down on the floor. The next pose is optional. Extend your right leg out along the floor so that both legs are straight. Now, you will know instantly if your lower back is okay with this. My lower back does not care much for this, so I am going to go back and repeat the lengthening of the legs. If your lower back is fine with both legs extended, feel free to stay there and just enjoy the opening of the thighs. If you're still switching legs, go ahead, switch to the other side. We're going to be here just a couple more slow, smooth breaths. If your legs are straight, slowly bend one knee at a time. Feet on the floor. Press your feet into the floor, lift your hips up, slide your support out from underneath your hips, and lower your hips down. Draw your knees in towards your chest just to give the lower back a little bit of a stretch. I always like to do this. Place your hands on your kneecaps. Use your arms and draw circles with your knees. One direction, and then the other. Place your feet back down. Slowly roll to your right side and bring yourself up to a seated position. All right. The next pose we're going to work on is called Viparita Karani, inverted life force. So a lot of you guys have done this with legs up the wall. And if you have a wall, great. That is what we're doing. We're doing legs up the wall. But sometimes it's hard to find a wall. So I am actually going to do it today and show you what it looks like without the wall. Again, I love my props. So I'm going to use these towels that I already have set. All right, so now, if you're going to do legs up the wall, go ahead and get in that position. If not, come back to bridge pose. Constructive rest. Lift your hips up. Slide your supports underneath the hips again, the sacrum, that flat bony part. Remember, it is not comfortable if you have it in the wrong spot. Now, once you get here, we're simply going to lift the feet up toward the ceiling. The legs are active, but not grippy. And just relax here. So as you can tell, this is an inversion. This is our inversion for the day. So relax. And I'm going to talk to you just a little bit about inversions and their benefits. So as you can tell, we are having the feet above the heart. The heart is above the head. So that's an inversion. Why is this good for us? Well, we reverse gravity. All the fluids that are in our legs now come rushing toward our heart. Even the blood flow rushes to your heart. Thank you, gravity. Now, why is that a good thing? Well, we have something called baroreceptors. The baroreceptors control our blood pressure. If we get shockingly high blood pressure, they work to try to lower it, and it works in the result. In the opposite, if we have low blood pressure, it tries to increase the blood pressure to help us. You know, it's just a survival thing. But what we're doing now is we're using it to promote relaxation. So when these baroreceptors notice that our blood pressure is getting high, for example, when all the blood comes rushing to our head, to our baroreceptors, what it's going to do is it's going to send a signal to relax, to slow down, to slow the blood pressure, to relax the body. So we're taking advantage of that right now. Having said that, anyone that has uncontrolled high blood pressure does not need to be doing inversions. If your legs start to get tingly, start to go numb, no problems. Just bend your knees, bring your feet into bound angle, or place your feet on the floor if you're not doing legs up the wall. But if your legs are happy, stay there for just a few more breaths. Bend your legs one at a time, placing them on the floor or on the wall. We're going to come out of this position. Slide your props out from beneath your hips. Move the props out of the way and slowly come down. Roll to the right side and sit up very slowly. Again, we did have a lot of blood flow to the head, so sit up very slowly. Now this next pose is still opening up the rib cage. It is Parvrita Janu Shirshasana. So what I would like everyone to do is to take one of your blankets or your towels, and we're going to sit on the corner. Okay, so sit on the corner, and you're going to be in a wide leg stance. So you're sitting on your corner, your legs are extended side to side. A comfortable distance, okay? Remember, we are not the Rockettes. We're sitting comfortably, sitting up nice and tall. Bend your left knee. Heel comes to the groin. Turn your torso to face your left knee. Take your right hand to your right leg. Twist again. Slide your right hand down your right leg. Pause whenever you need to. Your right ribs are aiming towards your right thigh. At this point, take your left arm alongside the ear and reach and stretch. So you're stretching your inner thigh, but also notice you're stretching this side body. Breathe into the left side of your ribs. This is a great place to practice your constricted breath. Slow, smooth inhales and exhales. Remember your twist. Right ribs forward, left ribs back. Gaze toward the ceiling and reach. On your next inhale, come on up and exhale down. Extend the left leg. Let's reverse that. Bend your right knee in. Turn your torso towards your right knee. Take the left hand to the left leg. Twist towards your knee. Slide the left hand down. Now, when you can go no more, take your right arm alongside your ear and reach up and over. We've got that twist going. Left ribs forward, right ribs back. Gaze toward the ceiling. Breathe into the right side of the ribs. On your next inhale, come up and exhale down. Relax your legs. Sit comfortably. Okay, we have two more poses. This next pose is generally a favorite of most of yours. It is Supta Baddha Konasana. All right, so how are we going to set it up today? I am going to use my pillow. Okay, nice thick pillow. It's time to set up the burrito rolls. So take one of your blankets or your beach towels. You have it folded in thirds, and let's roll it up. Roll up your burrito roll. One here. Roll up the next one. Oops. Place it here. So you have two burrito rolls. You have your pillow or your bolster, and I'm going to make mine just a little bit higher because I like that, because I love this pose. And maybe have one blanket for your head. So have that ready. Now you sit, your bottom is on your mat. Slide so you're pretty close to your pillows. Take the soles of your feet together. Now here's where our burrito rolls come into play. We're going to tuck these burrito rolls into the hip joints on the outside edge of the hips. This is not to stretch your inner thighs, okay? This is to support your legs. We really aren't working on getting the inner thighs stretched at this point. I want you to be relaxed. Now, take each finger, both hands on each side of your pillow. Lift your chest, tuck the tailbone towards your heels, and place your spine down over your pillow. So now your chest is open. And I have my head blanket right here. We want the head blanket under the head, not the neck. Scoop your shoulder blades underneath. Let your arms relax to the side. Allow everything to relax. Remember, if this is too much of a stretch, we want to tuck these in a little bit higher so that the legs can be relaxed. Soles of the feet stay together. Now, again, we're going back to where the forehead is at least even, preferably above the chin, and start breathing. Go back to the constricted breath. If at any point this becomes irritating to your hips, simply extend the legs straight and just relax. Again, this is for comfort. Let everything relax. Believe it or not, this is not Shavasana. Let's change the breathing up just a bit. Make the exhalation just a little bit longer than your inhalation. Okay? So for example, on your next inhale, 2, 3, 4, pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. So continue in that manner. Remember to use your natural breath flow. Doesn't have to match any type of count. We're just trying to make the inhalation shorter than the exhalation. We're going to relax here just another minute, and then we're going to set up for Shavasana. Going back to normal breath whenever you get tense or tight. Making sure the mouth stays relaxed during the whole time. No matter what's going on with the breath, we want everything to be relaxed. Come out of this pose. Lift one knee, then the other. Move a burrito roll away and slowly roll to the right side. And let's sit up very slowly. I got up a little too fast there. If you like that position and would like to continue that for Shavasana, please do so. I'm going to show you another version, but you get to choose which one works best for you. So we're going to take my pillow out away, put that back over. Now, I'm going to have a head blanket, just kind of a low head blanket. It doesn't have to be that high. I have a burrito roll, and I have another burrito roll. All right. This burrito roll is going to be underneath my knees. This burrito roll I'm going to use. So slide down, place, always lie down with your knees bent, tuck your tailbone, and come down slowly. Head on your head blanket, and then extend the legs one at a time. Now, if this is not high enough, because this is a very low towel, you can always add one more. Okay, because again, I don't want your lower back to bother you during this. So at this point, I'm going to take a blanket, which will be great because it's a little heavier, and we're going to place the blanket at the root of your thighs, letting your arms relax by your side, palms facing up. Scoop your shoulders underneath slightly and let them open. So set yourself up into your favorite Shavasana position. Adding the weight to the root of the thighs is another way to promote the relaxation of your body. I'm going to lead you through Shavasana now. Relax the soles of your feet. Relax your feet and ankles. Relax your calves muscles. Relax your knees. Let the front of your thighs sink into the back of your thighs. Soften your hips and pelvis. The entire bottom half of your body is relaxed and heavy. Relax your lower belly and your upper belly. Relax your lower back and your upper back. Let go of the chest and shoulders. Relax your arms and elbows. Let go of your hands, wrists, and fingers. Let go of any tension in your neck and throat. Soften your mouth. Maybe your back teeth slightly separate. Allow your eyes to become heavy and to sink into their sockets. Release the skin on your forehead. You may stay in Shavasana as long as you like. I'm going to complete the class now. Slowly bend one knee and then the other. Roll to your right side and pause. You can rest your head on your arm, your blanket. Take your free hand, press yourself up using your free hand, and come to a comfortable seated position. Bring your hands together, bring your hands to heart center. Lift your sternum into your thumbs. Thank you for sticking with me. Namaste.